That's why we got the Hermosa Open.
That's why we got the Hermosa Open. Tell me, year 2, baby. We're back.
Year 2, we're back. We got a 3-year deal.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
So it's a 3-year deal that includes 24, or is this a 3-year deal like 25, 26, 27?
25, 26, 27.
Sweet.
Yeah. So just a little throwback to last year to Hermosa.
Yeah.
We had, originally it was just going to be a one-time deal. And then when I was scrambling for sponsors and stuff, a buddy of mine helped me get in contact with Wedbush. Wedbush immediately responded, yeah, I want in. And I was like, oh my God, yes. And then like a couple days later, yeah, I want, and I had a sponsor deck. And he goes, yeah, I want the platinum deal. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, wait a minute. And then he went radio silence for me for like 6 weeks. And this is already like, I got the permit on the end of May, the official permit. Mm-hmm. I started reaching out. This is the beginning of June. And then we went on a, chase. And then probably about latter part of June, that's when I got the first hit from him, my buddy trying to, get us to meet up and stuff. And he was on vacation in the Caribbean islands someplace.
Why not?
And all I thought when he was saying, oh, I'm in the Caribbean islands, I'm on the beach right now, and I just get your message. And I could picture him just relaxing on the white sands and looking at the sponsor deck and, I want the platinum. I'm like, yes. And then he went radio silence. Okay, well, he's on vacation. But he went radio silence for a long time, like 6 weeks plus. So that pushed us all the way into like, oh my God, like latter part of July, early August. And I'm like, dude, got a month before this thing. I've got like 70, I think it was like 75,000 raised at the time. I said, well, we're going to play for 75,000. That's all I kept thinking to myself because I couldn't get a hold of him. And then, out of the woodworks, he comes out. I keep begging to finally get a hold of him. We meet, we talk. He was, he was like, well, it's kind of tough to just do one event and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I'm losing this guy. I'm like, no. So we started talking. I said, man, but you're doing a good thing for a sport right now. Let's rekindle this. Let's just at least get this one in. He goes, Mark, you get me a 3-year deal, I'm in. And I'm like, oh my God, I was just thinking in the back of my head. I said, okay, you're on. And then I walked away from that meeting and going, what am I thinking? I just was thinking I was just going to do one time, done, wash my hands, and then, stand off and hopefully the AVP come back.
Right.
And then now, next thing I know, I put my foot in my mouth and I said, yeah, okay, 3 years, let's go. And then he said, you got to get me a promise the city's going to look at. So I went hightail it straight to the city. Immediately, literally right after that, making phone calls and everything. Hey, we got to talk. And so after about a week or so, they said, okay, you have to apply, go through the whole process that, we need you to do. And we can't guarantee you because we don't offer a 3-year until we see the first event. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, Jesus. So I'm like, I go back to Wedbush and I go, look, hey, this is the sticky. I'm going to go after it. If that's what you want to do, I'll go after it. But the city won't allow me to have the 3-year deal before the event.
Right.
So I can't, he's all right. So he goes, get me a meeting with them. And so I got a meeting with the city and he was there. The meeting went great and everything. We walked off and he didn't really say much till we walked away from everybody. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. We're good. I'm like, wait, what? Like, are we like legit? We're going? He's like, yes, we're going. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, oh man, I ran out of there, and I just got to work. And next thing we know, we raised about $220,000, and we had the event. Hopefully everybody had a great time. We'll come back again this year, and we'll have it. Hopefully we'll have it just as bigger, if not bigger. Just as big, if not bigger. And then. Start growing it back out there in Hermosa.
Yeah.
And just keep having a good old time.
South Bay, greatest place in the world to play beach volleyball.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's no question about it. Like, and I've been, because I was like, all right, I've never been to Rio. Went to Rio in the fall, and I'm biased because I lived in the South Bay for 10 years. Yeah. But I still think the South Bay is number one.
Yeah.
And talking to Hovland and Kent, and they're the same thing. Like, Hovland's been like, man, I've been all over the world. There's nothing in the world like Hermosa Beach.
Yeah.
It's a special place.
Yeah.
And I know the players universally loved it last year because I don't know what it was because they played in tournaments with that kind of prize money, but they're like, it was just the best vibe tournament
Good.
Like Miles Evans was like, dude, it was so fun. I think the ultimate compliment. So Rafi Paulus, barbecues, loses both. He's like, greatest tournament of the year. Best tournament of the year. Like it's like when you know it's a good golf course when you shoot like a 92 and you're like, bro, I love that golf course. Like you know it was good when you play shitty and you still loved it. Yeah, the players loved it. Well, because you brought so many elements back aside from just the purity of a double limb.
Yeah.
You also brought back the little parties and celebrating all the play like Silvio's or what's Pinellas now and doing the little parties at night, and that was like it was a very old school kind of thing. It was pure.
Yeah. And we're gonna do the same thing this year. I'm working with the museum in Hermosa.
Cool.
We have the whole Hall of Fame of beach volleyball there. So the Thursday night, all the players. And this is not 100%, but we're about 85% there.
Okay,
we're really close. So, but all the players that are in the main draw and all the former players and past winners and stuff and sponsors are going to come, hopefully meet there, and we'll have a little dinner and talk a little story and talk about the event starting off the next day. So it'll be a fun thing, a lot of interaction with the past and the present. And maybe even get some ideas of what people want to see and what they think we should kind of move towards in the next couple more events. So then we'll have the player party. That'll be on a Thursday night. We'll have a player party on the Friday night, Saturday night at Tower 12. We already locked that deal in too. So all the people who are out there that want to come and watch and participate in the event and see some of the pros, part of the thing it's I can't say it's mandatory, but I highly ask and request all the players. I don't care if you're the number one player in the world or you're the 32nd seed in the whole thing, going to the player party and having a blast and just have fun. All I ask is you go for at least an hour, buy a drink for some. You don't even have to buy. I tell the players, you don't have to buy the drink. There's a bar tab. These sponsors are putting it up. You just give them a Michelob Ultra. You give them a Bandero tequila. Have a conversation with them, tell them to come watch you play the night. And that's as simple as, and that's pretty much, and I think I mentioned it before, but that's as simple as it is in what we call grassroots marketing, right? And so I remember the days when I first played on the tour and the players yelling at me, Hav, of all people, and go get out there. I'm like, get out where? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Go to where you're going right now. I said, well, we're going to this bar and get out there and tell them we're playing tomorrow. Get them out there to come out. And I'm like, holy shit, that's how it happens, you know? And it's as simple as that. And I learned quickly because of those guys passing it on to me and to all my buddies who were playing on the tour at the time. And, moving on and going out and getting, those things. And as simple as just saying, hey, we're going to be out, playing out here at the beach here in Hermosa or wherever we were, in New Jersey or Florida, wherever it was. Every stop was like that. And it was a lot of fun. It was a blast.
Yeah, it was it's cool to see that being brought back.